Thomas Patrick Ward. 25-0 as a pro. My biggest winnings of my career so far will be winning the British title and defending it, and winning IBF European. I'm in New York City at the minute. We're fighting in Kansas next Friday, live on Showtime in a WBO World Title Eliminator. So some big things happen, and you're watching Keep Calm and Box.
Who's the main event of this fight?
Who's the main event?
Yeah.
It's the gentleman sitting next to you.
Like, that's not gonna work for me. Yeah, I'm not gonna sell out all two for them guys to be in the main event, so I'm not gonna be like chief support to these guys. I'm gonna change that. I'm bringing on, so I'm not playing that. I'm not gonna be chief support, C4S. I ain't on box office because these guys are gonna sell box office by themselves, so fuck that. So why don't you give me main event or put me on the fucking show?
Okay. Let's talk about that fight.
No, I'm just being serious. You're trying to bombard me like you want me to send it out to my London crowd, my London fans, and then you want to put these little guys that nobody knows about them on my show, and then trying to make mug me off. Fuck that. I'm being serious.
Okay.
You know this is not right. Fuck my Muhammad Ali trophy. Nobody gives a fuck about it. Nobody gives a fuck about these guys anymore. They don't give a fuck about the heavyweight game, the big guys in the top 10, the big guys. Yeah, that boxing right now is thriving on the heavyweights. So for you to try and give me the chief support on my own bill, that's bollocks.
We number one and number two.
Huh?
We number one and number two.
Who's number one? Bro, nobody cares about you, bro. That's all you want.
Yo,
Don't get me started, bro.
Who's number one and number two?
Yo, I don't give a shit. Am I taking the main stage, yes or no? If I'm not, I want more money.
Callum, I'm going to pass over to you then. Adam,
Adam, who's taking the main event? You're not answering me because I'm going to go fucking ballistic now. Yeah, I want more money. I'm not fucking selling out the O2 for these guys to come and take my fans. No, if that's the case, pull me out of it. Pull me out of it, and then you won't be box office.
Sure.
I'm tired of fucking selling a show and making money. So give me some of that fucking money you're making and you put in my pocket.
My thoughts are two fantastic fights for the crowd and the consumers and the customers, and everyone's going to be happy, so let's get on with it.
Yeah, we're going to get on with it. You tell me, am I going to be the main event? If I'm not, give me more money. And then we can get to business. I'm sorry for doing this right now, but I feel like you just fucking give me no Vaseline. That is it.
Callum, I want you to talk about the Ali Trophy.
Nobody gives a fuck about Ali Trophy, man. It's past date, man. The heavyweights are back now. Mike Tyson said when AJ knocked out and then Klitschko, he said, no more money to the small guys, the money's going back to the heavyweights. Yeah? And that's it. Yeah? We haven't read about the Ali Trophy for the last 6 months. And then now they want to jump on our fucking show, on Sky, because something else is going on. Fuck that. Give me more money and we can get to business. If you can't, just tell me you can't.
I'll introduce the fighters. The number 2 seed, the IBF World Champion, Tartan Tornado, with a perfect record of 15-0, and someone who has beaten on his way here to...
Tell him to come box in fucking Glasgow, mate. You sell out Glasgow, I see it, and if people go buy those tickets in Glasgow, that's it, man.
Let me do my thing, and you talk to
Fuck off.
Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on that bell notification to keep updated with all my content from my channel. Now that was the press conference for when Chisora was going to fight Joseph Parker on the undercard of a Eddie Hearn Sky Sports box office / matchroom boxing event. Now Unfortunately, Joseph Parker had to pull out of the fight due to a illness, and I believe he's got a cold, or it must be pretty serious, but don't quote me on that. He's got some sort of illness and he's had to pull out of this fight. And I was just wondering, who's Eddie Hearn going to find for Chisora? And Hearn did say recently that he's going to find a replacement, because obviously they want to keep this card going with the World Boxing Super Series main event on this fight card. I think it's Regis Prograis. Apologies for any wrong pronunciations, versus Josh the Tartan Tornado, I believe. So it's understandable that he wants to keep this card going. Plus, you can't get rid of a card just because of one fighter pulling out. And I'm very how could I say this? I'm quite surprised with Eddie Hearn getting David Price. And now I thought it would be a European, or a lesser known fighter than Price, but this is an all-out British event versus Dereck Chisora, versus David Price, and I am looking forward to this fight. I think it's a very good, in my opinion, and my opinion only, I think it's a very good replacement for Dereck Chisora. With that being said, then, Dereck Chisora has a record of 31 wins with 9 defeats. He has 22 knockouts to date. That gives him a KO ratio of 55% with a 4-star rating on BoxRec. World rankings, he is ranked in at number 12. UK rankings, he is ranked in at number 4. He is now aged 35, stance orthodox, height 6'1", with a reach of 74. Now, both fighters, you have to say this, they're at the twilight of their careers, and I can't imagine them having a lot more fights. Both fighters around about the same age also, and I'll get on to David Price's age in a bit when I've done Dereck Chisora. So Chisora, in his last fight, he defeated Arthur Spilska by KO, a win over Senad Gashi by unanimous decision, and then that loss in the rematch against Dillian White. White, I believe he got in the 11th, I think it was in the 11th round knockout. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure it was the 11th round. A win over Carlos Takam by TKO. Losses over Ajit Kabayal, Dillian White, obviously in their first fight in 2016. A memorable first fight was that. What a war that was in that fight with Dillian White and Chisora. Losses against Kubrat Pulev, Tyson Fury back in 2014 now. Chisora having to retire in that fight. And then if you go back, his first loss was against also Tyson Fury in 2011 for the Commonwealth heavyweight title. Fury getting a unanimous decision victory in that one. His opponent, David Price, with a record of 25 wins, 6 defeats. He also has 20 knockouts. That gives him a KO ratio of 64% with a 4-star rating. Also, world rankings, he is ranked in at number 20. UK rankings, he is just outside of the top 5 at number 6. Stance orthodox, height, a gigantic 6'8", with a reach of 82. So some admirable stats there, favouring David Price going into this fight against War Chisora. Let's have a quick look at David Price's record. In his last fight, he smashed up, you have to say, gave David Allen a beating in that fight, and Allen eventually retiring in that fight. Wins over Cash Ali when Ali got disqualified. A win over Tom Little by TKO. And then in 2018, 2 losses for Price there. The first one against Alexander Povetkin, and then the second one against Sergei Kuzmin. Losses over Christian Amar, and as we all know, 2 losses against Tony Thompson. Thompson getting a TKO in both of them bouts back in 2013 now. Right, down to business. I have David Price winning this on points after, I believe it's 10 rounds. You know, if he uses his attributes, which is obviously his height and his reach, then I fully believe he wins this fight. And we've seen him do it in the past. He's used his attributes well, and he's got an underrated jab, and he's more and more confidence. He's grown more and more in confidence. Couple of really good wins against fighters that were favourites to beat him. For example, in his last fight against David the White Rhino Allen, he defeated him, and I look at my prediction. I had him winning that fight. So yeah, David Price winning on points after 10 rounds. Thanks for watching as always, and let me know your thoughts. Who do you have winning this, and who do you have losing this fight? Thanks for watching as always.